every coordinate on Earth. With a smartphone, you can zoom in on a remote desert or a hidden valley from halfway across the world, creating a sense that the Earth is a fully solved puzzle. Yet places like Socotra Island exist. Located off the coast of Yemen, this landscape is defined by the dragon blood tree, an organism that looks like it evolved under a different sun. The trees bleed a thick crimson resin when cut, and nearly a third of the plant life here is found nowhere else on the globe. Because of its extreme isolation, Socotra followed a different evolutionary path, producing a biological profile that defies our standard expectations of terrestrial life. Socotra represents the first crack in our perceived omniscience. It is a reminder that while our maps are precise, they are not yet complete. Across the globe, there are specific locations where nature, history, and physics appear to diverge from the norm, and we are going to look at 3 tiers of these terrestrial outliers. The first tier involves anomalies of human history, sites that challenge our understanding of what our ancestors were capable of. In the hills of modern-day Turkey sits Göbekli Tepe, a complex that predates the invention of the wheel by several millennia. Archaeological evidence suggests the builders were hunter-gatherers, yet they carved these multi-ton T-shaped pillars with incredible precision. The animal reliefs are high-quality, 3-dimensional carvings, requiring social organization we didn't think existed 12,000 years ago. We see a similar struggle for explanation at Stonehenge. Massive sarsen stones were transported across vast distances and arranged to align with the sun's movements during the solstices. Without modern heavy lifting equipment, the logistics of standing these stones remains a subject of intense academic debate. These sites present a significant contradiction. They suggest that the transition from simple nomadic life to complex, large-scale engineering was either much faster than we realized, or that a significant chapter of human organizational history has been lost to time. The second tier moves from human history to environmental anomalies, places where nature exhibits a bizarre, almost geometric logic. In the Namibian desert, millions of fairy circles form a perfectly spaced pattern across the grass that persists for decades. Inside these circles, the soil is completely barren, while the edges are thick with vegetation. Scientists are divided on the cause. Some credit the engineering of sand termites, while others believe the plants themselves self-organize to maximize water intake. However, neither theory perfectly accounts for the flawless mathematical distribution seen from the air. In Death Valley's racetrack playa, heavy boulders move across the dry lakebed, leaving behind winding trails. Time-lapse research captured the process. Rain and freezing temperatures create a thin sheet of ice. As it melts, a light breeze slides the rocks across the mud. While physics can explain the movement, the specific environmental conditions required are so rare that the playa remains a unique laboratory, one where nature operates on a set of mechanics we are only just beginning to document in real time. The final tier leads to locations where our standard tools of measurement simply fail. In the Chihuahuan Desert lies the Mapimi Silent Zone. In this specific area, radio signals disappear and compasses struggle to find north. The most likely explanation is found underground. Dense deposits of magnetite and other minerals create localized magnetic interference that acts as a natural barrier to electronic communication. Japan's Aokigahara forest presents a similar challenge. The floor's volcanic lava is rich in magnetic minerals, making navigation tools fail. A dense canopy makes visual orientation nearly impossible. While nature uses minerals to create these voids, humanity uses policy. Area 51 functions as an artificial version of these black holes. Here, the barrier isn't magnetic interference, but layers of restricted airspace and strict security protocols, creating a dead zone for observation. These locations, whether the result of volcanic geology or government secrecy, act as invisible walls. They are the few places left on Earth where our modern instruments of global surveillance are stripped of their utility. Looking at the world through the lens of these anomalies changes our perspective. Even with global connectivity, our data sets remain incomplete. These sites serve as physical checkposts for our scientific theories. They highlight the edge of our current measurement capabilities, forcing researchers to refine their tools and reconsider established timelines whenever a new discovery fails to fit the existing model. The magnetic dead zones of Mexico, the moving rocks of the desert, and the ancient pillars of Turkey are all unified by a single theme. They are the friction points where our observations meet the unexplained. The persistence of these mysteries proves that our world is still capable of surprising us. They represent the horizon of human knowledge, a reminder that there are still fundamental discoveries waiting in the dark corners of the map.